Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode and a brand new season of Rebuilding Stockport. Season 6, 6 seasons and a movie, here we come. Now of course, coming with it is of course the transfer hat. Now next season, that might change slightly. And that's because we were discussing things in Discord over the weekend, and I don't know how I ended up in this position exactly, but I ended up saying, how about this when we hit the Prem transfer special in pimp attire? So, if we get promoted this year, the next season's transfer window episode might have to be in a pimp costume. I don't know where to obtain such a thing, but that could be something in the near future. So, giraffe onesie, sit down. There's a new boy in town. But the most important thing is, it's the start of a new season. I'm full of positivity about what could potentially happen as far as our potential to go quite far this year. Now, there's been a fair few things that have happened across the summer. Some good, some bad, some more bad, some more bad, some good, some more bad, but mostly good, I think. And we got 1.42 million of transfer funds to work with. And I gave it a couple of weeks and I thought, right, well, can we move some of it into the scouting budget to get stuff going? And then of course I forgot. And then the board brought out the new scouting budget and killed £500,000 off my transfer funds. Infuriate. Why does that happen? Why don't they set those budgets at the same time? And so I end up losing £500,000 of our transfer fund just into thin air again. And I know that's my mistake, but it's really stupid that that happens at all. But there you go. So that really did cost us. So we've had to rely a lot of the time this summer on free transfers and loan signings again, really, because we didn't have the money to bring anyone that would really strengthen the squad. But also, and most importantly, we were using a lot of our transfer funds just on signing on and agent fees, mostly, for giving our current players new contracts. And a lot of them did want them, and it's just as well we did, frankly. So we'll get onto that in a minute. First, just a couple of bits of sort of admin stuff about what happened towards the end of last year, and then we'll get into the transfers. Regan Booty was voted Plans Player of the Season. Not a huge surprise there. Malden and Davidson were both in the England Under-21s for the Euros this summer, which was awesome. Billericay won the playoff final and are now a League One side in this save, so that is something. The board have let me improve the youth recruitment again, even though I kind of thought we'd maxed that out because it said extensive, and it still did, and now it says extensive again, whether it went down but it didn't say so, or there's just levels to extensive. So in theory, our youth recruitment is now even better. And in addition to that, they have now spent 650 grand improving the youth facility. Now, they said this last time and then cancelled it, but we've got more money in the bank this time, so it should be fine. We also have a new affiliate club in Bishop Stortford. The board let me pick it this time, so I thought, you know what, we were talking about them in the last episode, let's get them in. Phil Foden actually got released by Man City. I tried to get him, but he wasn't even close to prepared to talk to us. Liverpool and Monaco wanted him. He's probably joined one of them. I have retired the number 12 shirt, so no player will wear that again for this save, so that's good. That's all sorted. And I finally bunked off our chief scout, Mitchell Weiss, who was really underperforming, but his contract finally expired. Brought in a new guy who is an absolute beast. This guy is something else, and he's already been finding us some quality talent towards the end of the window. Right, let's get into some ins and outs. Firstly, the outs. First of which is Max Sanders. He's left to join Walsall, £57,000. We've got a 50% of next sale fee clause in there too. He's a player we signed for free. We've made 60 grand on the sale. He wasn't on a lot of money with us anyway, so I see this as a good piece of business. It was extra funds. This one might surprise you. Jordan Osei-Tutu has gone out on loan to Peterborough. Now, I wouldn't normally, but don't worry, I have actually signed players in this position anyway, more on that in a minute. The reason I made this deal was because, one, they were willing to pay his entire wages, which is always very nice, but they also were willing to give us £14,000 or £15,000 a month just to have him. And I believe it said that over the course of the season, if he plays or whether he doesn't or not, they're going to pay us just over 200 grand to have Osei-Tutu for the season. Paying all of his wages, we make 200 grand out of the deal. I couldn't really say no to that. But the final piece of business, which is the most devastating one of the lot, is Ethan O'Kane. He's left the club to join Everton. So disappointed in this transfer. He had a release clause, and that was the problem. We were trying to get him on a new deal because clubs came in for him. Stoke came in and they offered us like 1.5 million. I turned it down and I talked to him and he didn't want to leave. And I thought, brilliant. So I then tried to sort of slowly go about getting him on a new deal. Unfortunately, and this wasn't even that long ago either, the bids started coming in. Stoke bid 3.8 million, which triggered the release clause. And then about 5 other Premier League teams all paid the 3.8 million. In the end, he chose to sign for Everton. And so, yeah, 3.8 million, not a huge amount. It's definitely a record sale for us potentially, but not only that, because of the contract we had with him, half of that money goes to Cliftonville, which left 1.9 million for us. And because of the way the board were at that point, they only gave me about 100 grand of that in my transfer fund. So we basically saw none of the money from the sale either. So it was very, very difficult to reinvest. And it also made things worse because I'd made a promise to strengthen the defence to one of the new players I brought in, and it actually now is weaker. So that's good. I'm still on the lookout for a centre-back or something. Maybe on loan, because we've got one more loan spot left, and it's either going to be a centre-back or a centre-mid, but more on that in a minute. Now, on to players that we brought in. This is Keith Burton. Sounds like someone's uncle. Hopefully he doesn't play like one. He was the youngster I was talking about at the end of last season. He's coming from Man United on a free transfer. I said I wanted someone that could be permanently here with decent potential, because I wasn't going to bring back Bakare, and I feel like this guy's a decent understudy to Nerfil, and has got the potential to go quite far. Decent crossing, decent dribbling, decent first touch. His passing's all right. He's just sort of fine, but has incredible acceleration and pace too. I think he's okay. He does have low determination, which is a bit of a shame, but we might be able to work on that with some tutoring. He's still only 18. I think he'll be a fine inclusion, and for free, can't say no, really. Next up, I brought in a sort of backup to Louis Molden, who's definitely a decent looking player. This is Sol Bryn. He's coming on a free transfer from Middlesbrough. I was looking at some other goalkeepers, and we are going to be signing another goalkeeper, which I'll show you guys soon, but he won't be joining us until January, because that's when his contract's up, and I think he's probably the best deal we've got all summer, frankly. But yeah, so this is Sol Bryn. He'll just be like a solid backup, no problems, really. Not on a huge amount of money, fine by me. Not only that, but the ball went through a spell at one point, and I can't quite figure out why, because there were no existing transfer negotiations on the go, where they would not let me offer any more than £1,600 for any player, which meant that I couldn't bring in any loans during that period. This was like 2 weeks of the window, right up to quite an important part, and they wouldn't let me basically sign anyone at all, which was very frustrating because we missed out on a couple of really good players because I simply could not offer them any money. Even though we had like 10 grand available in the wage budget, it would not let me offer any more than 1,600. There was no more stuff tied up in other deals. They were all complete. So I don't know what that was. The moment it ticked over, suddenly it was all fine again, but by that point we already lost a lot of the key players. Bit of a shame. Next up, in comes Ethan Laird from Manchester United on loan for a season. We're paying none of his wages. I saw this as a good opportunity to really bring someone in on that right-hand side, and that's why I was able to get rid of Tutu. He's fast, he's paced, he's got good stamina, decent dribbling. Crossing is 6. That's the one downside to him that I really see, is he's got very poor crossing, but hopefully the other areas of his game will help make up for that, and Bruno Bridges could maybe still do a job if he needs to. Still, for free, can't really argue. Next up is Rasim Mikic, who is a Bosnian right-back. Now, he's the only player I've actually spent money on a transfer fee. He had an £83,000 or £89,000 release clause from FK Sarajevo, and for some reason, my scouts kept sending me Bosnian players. I think one of them has really good knowledge of the Bosnian leagues, and it was brilliant. He was bringing me so many cool little talented players, and so there's this guy. Decent crossing, okay dribbling. There's a lot to improve about him, but he is still only 19 years old, not on huge amounts of money. I couldn't really turn this one down. He was one of the ones I nearly lost earlier in the window because we couldn't offer him the right money, but I managed to go back in later and still bring him in. Current ability of 3 stars, which is actually better than what my scouts reckoned, and decent potential as well. He's a youngster, but he's definitely got a long way to improve, but I feel like he's definitely got the upper ceiling, you know? Next up, Frano Fazic, another Bosnian who's coming from FK Sarajevo. I don't know what it is. We were able to poach 2 of their players, and this guy, I cannot believe this. Yes, I know he's a mercenary, the Bosnian mercenary, which is a great nickname, but I was willing to look past that due to some of the other aspects of his game. Firstly, he was available on a free. I don't know why they were able to do that, but we were able to get him on a free transfer. He's on decent money. My scouts reckoned he was 5-star potential, which is why I was interested. And they had him at like 1.5 stars on the current ability. Or no, sorry, 2 stars on the current ability, or 2.5. I can't remember. But when he actually joined us, it suddenly said 4 stars. And I was like, brilliant. They've actually underestimated the quality of this guy. Great first touch, decent dribbling, decent passing, decent work rate, vision, some decent physicals. He's not super tall. That's fine. I figured this guy was a decent option to sign for free instead of Sami Shashua. He looks like a really solid player, so Frano Fazic has come into the club too. Double Bosnians. Next up is Sami Ben Amar, who's come in from Nîmes on loan for a season. Now, I wasn't really looking for any players in this position, but when I saw this guy become available and I looked at those stats, 16 crossing, 16 dribbling, 16 first touch, I thought, this guy might have something. Now, he's not the fastest, but he can deliver a ball like nobody's business. Now, he's probably still going to play backup to John Okoro, despite probably being slightly better, because I want John Okoro to flourish this year. But now we actually have some real quality to back up on that right-hand side. And, you know, I thought this was a pretty good deal at the time. And the final piece of business I did over the summer period was to bring in Juro Bosec on loan from PSG. I could not believe that this guy was actually willing to sign for Stockport on loan for a season. He is fast as hell. 18 acceleration, decent pace, stamina. He is unsporting, but you know, we couldn't, beggars can't be choosers at this point. So now we do have a brilliant striker to go with Adam Ida, who we're able to extend the loan of. So we've got 2 fantastic strikers now at the club. There's a few things that might let this guy down, but I'm interested to see. He's got a lot of goals in pre-season, and I think he's got a bit about him to get himself out of trouble. So I couldn't really turn down the opportunity to sign a player this good from PSG, could I? Oh yeah, and I totally forgot. This is Stephen Shanahan, an Irish goalkeeper that plays for Sligo Rovers. He's the guy I was on about that I think is going to be an excellent understudy to Molden with massive massive potential. They wanted nearly £1 million for him when I looked at him last season, and I thought that's a bit too much for us. But I noticed his contract was expiring at the end of like their season, so he will now be joining us on a free transfer in January, and I think that's a fantastic piece of business. If he was already worth nearly £1 million when he was at Sligo Rovers, God knows how much we could get for this guy later down the line. You know, and he's a decent enough sweeper keeper, although with that low eccentricity and first touch, I don't know where they're getting that from. But hey, now we're starting off our season away at relegated Southampton. I swear this is the third season in a row that we've played our first game of the year against a team relegated from the league above. We played Southend when we were in League One, we played Norwich last year, and this year we've got Southampton. Coming down with them, I believe it was West Brom, and there was another team, I can't remember who it was, that came down. Oh, Aston Villa, of course. You'll see that Barnsley, Hull and Bristol Rovers actually came up into the Championship, which is very cool because it means that we're going to see Bristol Rovers versus Bristol City as a second-tier derby, which is pretty damn cool. Oh yeah, and I know you like me calling this stuff out, so Patrick Vieira is now the manager of Southampton, so that's what's happening today. We'll do a switch around, of course, move things around a little bit. So yeah, Bosec or Ida? Who do we want to start up top for us today? Ida, ooh, he's dropped a little bit. He's not fully fit either. I think he had a slight injury. I don't know, actually. We'll see. I might start with Bosec up top today. Miller on the left, Okoro on the right. Magoma and Davidson. Is Booty not fit? He's not really, is he? Okay, we'll go with Magoma for now, but I kind of want to bring Booty back in there too. Or do I want to start Callum Gribbin? I might start Gribbin, actually, even though he's not fully fit yet, because I really think that he just gives us that little bit extra. At the back, Poole and Gray, I'd rather have Basic, I think, if I can. Burton, Laird and Molden. There's definitely, I feel like the squad just in general is slightly stronger with the likes of Fazic and Bosec and just these extra guys, Burton and Laird. You know, it's just that little bit better. So on the bench, Bryn, Poole, Fazic, Ida, Nerfield, Ennis and Hanlon. That is a strong ass bench, I gotta say. I'm hoping we can come up with something and just play well. We've done all right against the relegated sides before. This, to me, is a good sort of barometer of where we're going to be in the league this year. I mean, it's fairly simple to see that we've spent basically no money over the summer. It's undeniable. But we haven't really had much of a choice in that. And I still believe that we've assembled a squad that is just that little bit better than last year. And I think we can be a little bit more consistent this year. Hopefully pull up some trees and do something special. That's the plan anyway. Right then, most people are in for it, apart from Keith Burton. It'll take a little while for him to get used to me, so I'm guessing that's going to be the issue there. Okay, away at St Mary's, first day of the season. Can we start with a bang? I'm interested to see what Bosec can do up top, whether he can give us the same kind of thing as Ida. I don't know. Favelli, Rodriguez, and oh my god. They're in front after 20 seconds. Harry Winks, the one player we've set to mark up, has already given relegated Southampton the lead against us. Couldn't have asked for a worse start to the year. We've actually not touched the ball yet. Although, no, Basic did get a brief little touch there. Rodriguez drops it back. Rodriguez again puts it in, and Winks just gets across. There's a little deflection. Molden can't get to it, and it's 1-0 Southampton after 23 seconds. Okay, not a good start. But we've always got Ida to come on later if Bosec isn't really doing his job. Laird, running with the ball at his feet. Gribbin, look at the space out wide. He's maybe sliding through. Goes for Miller instead. Oh, he could have squared that and Okoro was making the run. Okay, we've looked very good since Southampton went in front. Cleared away. Gribbin can get there. Can he find the pass out? Yes, he can. Okoro, breakaway time. Oh, Miller's bombing down. Can Okoro dig out the cross here? He has to. Please, John. Ball in. Miller! Yes, that was so obviously coming. John Okoro's cross. Liam Miller's goal. What more do you want? Apologies, I had to clear my throat there. That's about textbook as a goal can be for Stockport. Okoro just doing what he does. He got 13 assists in the league last year. He started off with one. Got us a bit of an early cross in this time. Goes straight over the top and Liam Miller there. First goal of the year for him. He's off to a flyer and we're level at St Mary's and rightly so. Look at this start. Miller again. He looks so dangerous at the moment. Okoro over the top. John Okoro. What a block that is from Kevin Rodriguez. Can we get a breakaway? Yes, we can. Callum Gribbin. Oh, we've got 4 on 3 here. We've got so many men over. Gribbin has to find Okoro. He surely must find him. Okoro goes very wide. Doesn't matter. He makes it 2-1 at St Mary's. We lead at relegated Southampton. John Okoro now has a goal and an assist so far today. Oh, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. This was always coming. You could feel like Gribbin, no matter what he's going to do here, he's just basically waiting for John Okoro to be in a good position. Finds him, not the best ball to be honest, but Okoro makes it into a good ball. Goal and an assist on the first day of the season, and Okoro starts off where he left off. Uh-oh, Wilson's ball in. That's a good ball to the back post. Davidson clears. Winks! What a save from Louis Molden, keeping us in the game. Honestly, that's about as good as the first half could have gone for us. Goals from Okoro and Miller. What more do you want? Just going to try and keep the players focused. We don't want anyone dropping their heads here. Southampton very much on this right. Right, let's go for it. Second half. Not seen a great deal out of Bosec yet. Maybe Adam Ida at some point in the second half to really sort of give us a bit of an option. That's a pretty terrible pass. Basic does well. Would have been nice to get a clean sheet, but it ain't the end of the world if we don't. We didn't get a lot last year and I doubt we will this year. Bosec is in behind. Can he score his first goal for us? Oh, what a lovely touch from Duro Bosec. Scores his first goal of the season. It's 3-1 to Stockport here away at Southampton. And to tell you what, I feel like we're promotion candidates. This is a wonderful long pass from John Gray. He likes to run the goalkeeper, this guy, and I feel like that's kind of what he does here with this little PPM. The touch to take it wide, just drives it past, grabs himself an extra goal. It's 3-1 now. Surely that's the game over. We'll see. They've brought on Callum Wilson. Callum Gribbin there. Okoro picks it up. Can he get into the box and drive a shot? He does at Bentley, and we're looking fantastic. Gribbin takes it low for Burton. Can he pick out a cross? He does. Magoma! What a save from Bentley again. We are peppering their goal now. It's still only 3-1. I do still worry. Gribbin's ball. Miller! Oh my God. How have we not got a fourth goal here? Gribbin, he's cutting all the way through. Goes for goal again, and Bentley saves. Right, subs. I'm going to get Fazic on actually to play in Davidson's position, because Gribbin's just doing so well. I'm also going to get Adam Ida on for Bosec up top, just to give him a run out and see what he can do in the final sort of 30 minutes of this match. Lovely. Goes past one, goes past two. He's going all the way through here, Callum Gribbin. And it's a penalty. Okay. That is fantastic work, by the way, from Callum Gribbin to drive all the way from the touchline to go in and win the penalty for us there. Liam Moore is the man with the yellow card here. Come on, Adam. Wrap this up for us. Grab your first goal of the season. Come on, Adam. Ida steps up, and it's a great save from Bentley. It really is. Malcolm Patience is on for Southampton. He must have joined them now. Burton's ball in. Magoma heads it wide. I mean, we've had 30 shots against Southampton. Oh, Ida. Ida's ball for Liam Miller. We've got men surging into the box. Can we find a cross? We can. Okoro is the man with the header, and Bentley saves again. Well won. Magoma brings it down. Actually, it's not a bad ball for Okoro. Can he dig a cross out? He does, you know. Ida! And saved again. I genuinely think that's the most shots we've ever had in a league game in this save. 34 shots, 18 on target. Honestly, this game could have been 5 or 6-0. Southampton did nothing. Liam Moore made 5 mistakes in one game. Ida probably should have scored the pen. It should have at least been 4 or 5-1. What a start to the season. I legitimately don't think we could have had a better start to the year. A 3-1 win away at one of the relegated clubs. But we looked like a team that could put 7 or 8 past them this year. I think we're going to be in contention for it this year. If we keep playing like that, I see no reason why we can't go for the big one and try and win this league. But we'll see how we do against the sides once it sort of balances out a little bit. Anyway, next episode, I'm thinking doing Bristol Rovers, since they're newly promoted. It'd be a bit of fun, and it gives us a reasonable amount of games off camera. Against, you know, they're not amazing. Bristol City, they were struggling last year. Sheffield Wednesday weren't amazing either. Villa relegated from the Premier League, and Leeds did pretty well last year too, I think. I actually can't remember. So we'll see how we do after that period. If we're still doing well, then we have to start looking up rather than down. Hopefully bringing in another loan signing if we can, just to give us that little bit more strength. Anyway, who needs Ethan O'Kane when we've got Basic and Gray? If you have enjoyed this episode, drop a like on the video. That'd be awesome. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this in your inbox every single day at 6. And I will join you guys in the next episode for a game against Bristol Rovers. Let's see if we can keep this winning run going. Winning one of 1. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.